Hello everyone, Levi here, RCT&D. Today is going to be a little bit of a different video. We are going to be discussing, is the Traxxas Haas still worth it in 2022? Almost 2 years later, it came out last August of 2020, not last August, but August of 2020. I got mine in July of 2021, and it's been a lot of fun. So today we're going to be going over the strengths of it, the weaknesses, what you need to look out for when you buy one of these, and at the end of today's video we will see if the Traxxas Haas is for you. So first of all, getting this thing, when I first got it, I did not have a 3S battery that worked for the car. I did have a 3S, but apparently it didn't fit in there very good. So I used a nickel metal pack, and that was a lot of fun, but I did find the motor getting warm on the nickel metal pack, which I used an 8.4 volt, 3000 milliamp hour NIM battery pack, and the motor was getting warm. I don't know if any of you have ever experienced the motor temps getting too high. So I had a heat sink laying around, so I just threw that heat sink right on that, and yeah, that pretty much solved the problem. Then when I got the 3S, when I finally got a 3S for it, those motor temps kind of went up a little bit, up into after a hard bash of really pushing the motor up to like 140, 150 degrees the motor gets. So I don't know, I try not to really push it that hard, but I do push it pretty hard, but sometimes I'll just go ahead and give it a rest at some points because that motor does get a little warm. So I would recommend getting some sort of heat sink or heat sink with fan combination for that, but I don't know, I haven't seen many people having issues with their motor temps going up too much. But yeah, that is something to look out for. And another thing is the Traxxas Haas is really durable. Now the Traxxas 3S truck, Arrma 3S trucks are probably some of the most durable RC cars that you can buy, and Traxxas Haas is right up there with those 3S vehicles. And this is also the first time they started using the different electronic system. They use the Max motor system as well, kind of going off into another topic here. But anyway, yeah, they started using a 2400 kV high torque brushless motor, longer can, 540 XL. Same motor, 4S capable motor, same motor they use in the Max, and it is overall a really good motor, really torquey motor. With the other motors, they're like 380 brushless motors, like high RPMs, like you could get those trucks up to 65, 70 miles an hour on the right gearing. It was just insane. Anyway, back to the durability part. I did find, after a couple of months of driving it, not really breaking anything, also driving it really hard, I found out that the drive shafts, the UJs on the end of the drive shafts, they start to break. I've been starting to break them just one by one. They just kept snapping and snapping, breaking. It was getting really annoying. And I tried putting I got another replacement drive shaft for it, and it turns out I got like a Rustler drive shaft, so it was like a smaller, even less beefier drive shaft. And after about 2 runs, that broke. So and then I went to I bought some like a set of metal drive shafts off of Amazon for like 25 bucks. Yeah, they're just some, you know, aftermarket upgrades. Turns out they are even worse than the stock ones. 3 of them came unusable out of the box, and one of them I broke it in one jump. Yeah, it was a pretty bad landing, but it was only from like 5 feet high, and you landed on that wheel and it bent that drive shaft. It just bent the stub axle that stuck out of the suspension that the wheel sat on. That's the part that bent. So I just bent it back, but once you bend it back, it doesn't have its full strength. One more jump and it just snapped right off. So yeah, that was a total failure right there. Really aggravating. So I just went back to the stock drive shafts. I just bought all 4 brand new stock drive shafts a couple of months ago, and I pretty much after every run I soak or I don't soak, I just spray the UJs down with WD-40, and that WD-40 soaks into the plastics and makes it soft, so it's more stretchy, or more soft, not really stretchy, but softer, so it's not so hard, especially in cold weather. It's not so hard on it when you have bad landings. So that that actually has helped a lot. Those are actually, I'm still running the same exact drive shafts as the after I replaced them. They're still the same ones, and that was several months ago, and I still have a couple of the stock drive shafts left in there, like stock out of the box. Like two of them broke, but those are the only two that I kept breaking. But I still have two stock ones from when I got it out of the box, just like almost a year ago. And after using all that WD-40, they're still good. And I still have some extra new drive shafts sitting around that I haven't put in there yet. So I would highly recommend that. You could also maybe soak them in water. Just, you know, actually soak them in water, leave them in there for maybe like, I don't know, 24, 48, 72 hours, something like that. I don't know, just really let the water soak into there, and really helps those drive shafts flex a little bit more give, so you won't find them snapping so much. All right, another thing, wheel hexes. I don't know why I have such a horrible problem with wheel hexes, especially on this truck. It's 4-wheel drive, super torque, and this thing came with plastic wheel hexes, like the actual wheel hex, not the wheel hex in the wheel, but the wheel hex that drives the wheel was plastic. Like, come on, that was annoying. That if there's aluminum ones on there to begin with, I don't think the wheel hexes that were inside the wheels would have stripped so badly. Because as you saw in last video, I stripped it out after a bad landing. Yeah, that wheel hex just rounded right out. I mean, it was already pretty bad to begin with, but it rounded out so bad. So I actually ended up gluing that wheel hex into the wheel hex in the wheel. I know this is really confusing, but so I glued that in there, and that seemed to have helped. But man, those wheel hexes are terrible. I mean, the wheel hexes inside the wheels are terrible. They strip out so easily. So I did switch to aluminum ones a while back, but you know, that did help, but they're still slowly stripping out one by one. And you can't replace those hexes, the inner hexes, either, because they're a part of they're molded into the wheel. So you just have to you just buy a pair of wheels for 45 bucks, which is annoying. And I really love the Sledgehammer tires as well. The stock tires that came on Haas are great. They're aggressive, they look awesome, and they're super, you can just get so much traction in the snow, in the yard, in mud. You just get so much traction. You'll be pulling wheelies, especially with that torquey motor and the 20 million diff weight fluid. I think that's what's in there, 20 million. And the center diff, you'll be pulling wheelies every time you hit the throttle. It is awesome. Traxxas Haas is awesome. And also, I've been doing I've tried different servo horns on there as well. And after a while, I found out that they were rubbing up against the center drive shaft. Actually, out of the factory, it comes out rubbing against the drive shaft. When you steer the servo horn actually rubs up against the center drive shaft, and it wears it down. And I've actually broken the center drive shaft because it got so weak in that ground down section right there. It got so weak it actually just broke. That was annoying. And so I had to put like the smallest servo horn I have, which I didn't even know where it came from. I don't know, I had it from something, so I just threw it on there, and now I don't have that problem anymore. So that is also something that you need to look out for. And that is pretty much it for this review so far. Let me know down below in the comments if I did miss something that you want me to talk about. Anyway guys, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all in the next episode. Bye.